Hi. Just so we're all clear, that squirrel was me. That squirrel was me when I have a little snack, or when I'm just going like this. Just thought I'd, make that very clear. In the wilderness, if you can call it that, and I really just needed to be here. Winter's coming, and for me, that means the trees are dying, which I'm honestly very sad about, but that's okay because then they'll grow again and everything is gonna be okay. I thought that I could make that kind of an analogy for today's video, that the trees die or lose their leaves rather, and then sprout their leaves back again, regardless of what you do, regardless of what happens in the world, regardless of anything, until they die, okay? So throughout a tree's whole life, which can be hundreds of years or more, I don't even know, the tree will always lose its leaves and grow them back again the following season, okay? And what we're talking about today is the inevitable highs and lows of life. I wanted to do this and bring this up and talk about this because this is something that I'm still struggling to understand and get a hold of. Seriously. Okay, first of all, what are these insects? I think they are. The natural highs and lows in life, pretty self-explanatory, but what do I actually mean by this? First of all, you can't always feel good and you can't always feel bad. You need to have felt both sides of the equation to know what either feels like, to know what feels good and what feels bad. At the same time, life is so volatile. It's always changing. It's so fast, it's so slow, it's everything. And so when it's always changing and you start to get used to a feeling, it's gone. And I think this is so weird and hard to deal with and so challenging, because when I'm doing really well, for example, let's say I'm at that point, all right? I'm feeling good. It's been like 2 days. I've been like, whoa, everything's amazing. I'm seeing the good in everything. I'm succeeding here. I'm succeeding here. This feels good. Then that evening, I'm like, what the fuck? It can just change, and it does just change. For most of us, at least, it's not like this. It's not like this, and it's not like this. It's like this. So, how do you deal with that though? Because if I just feel so good and then I feel so bad, where's the stability in that? Well, in all honesty, there is no stability, okay? There's stability, but there's no real true consistency in your feelings, okay? And that doesn't mean that you can't feel a certain way for a certain amount of time. And that doesn't mean that you can feel a certain way about something or someone. It just means that you're not going to wake up every single day feeling the exact same about everything. Okay, your feelings specifically are the things that change so much, so often. So I tell you that because, first of all, it's not a bad thing. And second of all, you can predict it, okay? You can find a way to understand how your feelings change and how your highs and lows tend to go, okay? And you can also just figure out the ways that you specifically can cope with them. The highs and lows are not a bad thing. I'm telling you, they're not a bad thing. Feeling good would not feel good if you didn't feel bad, okay? Feeling bad would not feel bad if you've never felt good. And feeling good all the time, that doesn't exist. You feel sad, you feel empty, you feel happy, you feel sorry, you feel confused, okay? These things are good because that's what life is. We feel things, we go through things, we take from them, we learn from them, we understand from them, we just experience them. And eventually we figure out, okay, well, this is kind of what life is. And the older I get, the more I realize this is just what life is. That comes through my head a lot more now. Okay, before I was like, why do I do this if I can't just feel steady, if I can't just feel good? Okay, why do I not feel like this all the time, or why do I not feel like that all the time, or why do I feel like this right now? It's because that's just what it is. Okay, that's just what it is. And that's the beauty of it. If there was no change, it's boring. It's not just boring, but it's pointless almost. Because if there's no change, then who are we? What are we doing, you know? We're changing, we're evolving, we're growing, we're taking steps back, we're falling down, okay? We're losing, we're failing. But this is just how it has to be, because that's how it is, all right? That's what I really try to remind myself, okay? That is what it has to be, because that is what it is. I really truly found beauty in this, and I'm not just saying that. Every time it happens, I eventually realize again, or get to a point where I can see everything clearly again. And I'm like, oh, right, this is what it is. This is awesome. I'm happy right now. And I'm content right now, and I can understand everything right now, and I can change this right now. But if I didn't have that low, it just wouldn't have happened. It's like having only high is like never going to sleep, okay? Imagine just never going to sleep. Some people say that they want this. I think that makes no sense, and I think it's insane. Because if I had no sleep, if I couldn't reset, then after one day, I have a pile this high of just pure overwhelm in my head of just all these things. It's like, what do we do? Oh my God, there are all these things. If I didn't sleep and just wake up the next morning and kind of forget a lot of that and just start with a relatively fresh slate, what would I do? What would I do if I couldn't just reset that? And that's the same with the high and the low. What would I do if I was just always feeling good? It's impossible, right? Because feeling good is a high, and there's a roof on everything, you know? There's a roof on everything. There's peace, but it's just like feeling good. There's no such thing without feeling bad. Okay, so there we go. It's beautiful. We get to experience new things. We get to realize new things. We get to change, okay? It's beautiful. We've established that. Picture this, okay? You wake up one morning, you're feeling a little off. You missed the alarm a couple times. Getting out of bed, very challenging. You trip a little bit on your way out the bed and you swear and you're like, oh, what is happening? You take your shower, but it's extra work today and it just feels like the last thing you want to do, and every movement just feels really heavy, and then you leave 2 minutes late and you're really bothered by that for some reason, even though it doesn't normally bother you. And then all these tiny little things happen on your way to where you need to go that really are upsetting you for no reason. And then you're thinking, why am I thinking like this right now? Like, what's happening? And then you get to where you need to go and you start doing what you need to do that day, and it's overwhelming. You don't know why you're upset. You don't know why you're sad. You don't know why you can't see because your eyes are so blurry, because you can't focus, because you're in your head so much. It just happens, okay? But the day before that, you had an amazing day. You were feeling so good about all your relationships, about about all your hobbies, about everything that you do, about your job, about your work, about your school, about everything. You were just feeling good. You were having a good day. You were feeling good about yourself. You wore a nice outfit that day. Today, why do I have to get dressed? What is this? You know, that happens, okay? To everyone. But how can we predict this and like make it easier is by recognizing it. First step, recognizing it, okay? Recognizing it when it's happening, or even if you feel when it's going to happen. What I mean by that is, I'm not gonna lie to you, the last time, recently, okay, about 5 days ago or something, I was having a really good day. After having 1 or 2 days where I was kind of feeling off, okay, I had a really, really good day. I felt so good. I did so many things. I just felt fulfilled and happy with my life and my relationships, and I was just feeling super grateful, and the things around me were brighter. And on my way home, okay, from whatever I was doing, I remember thinking to myself, and this is when I came up with the idea for this is not gonna last. In fact, I bet tomorrow I'm going to feel the polar opposite of this. And lo and behold, I did. Okay, I did. I had this really weird, like four-day stretch where I was losing my actual mind. It was just like further worse than I have been doing in a while. And I learned a lot from those 4 days. In hindsight, I learned a lot from those 4 days. And I'm still like almost recovering from them. But, you know, I actually tried to learn from them while it was happening. I was trying to be conscious of it when I could, even though that's not always possible. You're not always in a place to be conscious of it. Sometimes you just have to survive, but I was able to, and I did learn a lot from it. And I've tried to like take what I can get from that, okay? But during that one day where I was like doing really good and having a great time, I really did think this is not gonna last, and I need to just know that and prepare for that. And, you know, nothing really could have prepared me for how I felt, but it still was nice to know that on the other hand, it was gonna get better again. On the other hand, I was gonna have good days again. On the other hand, I was gonna get through it. And knowing that, it was kind of beautiful, because I knew it was gonna happen. Almost. Granted, I didn't know how it was gonna happen. I didn't know what it was gonna look like. I didn't know how it was gonna feel, but I kind of knew what was gonna happen, okay? That's it. There's no solution to how your life is going to feel. There's just no solution to that. There's just awareness, foresight, coping. It really is all in the awareness. I think just knowing that this is normal and this is how it works, and dealing with it as best you can, you know? It's not like every day I want to be, oh my God, feeling so amazing, and then the next day feeling absolutely horrible, like I can't do anything or ever get up again, you know? It's just like, when I feel one of those days coming on now, I just try to like accept it and work with it the best that I can, okay? And that's the advice that I have about this. That's my place right now on my journey. That's where I'm at with this. And I felt like it could be valuable to share that, because everyone experiences this. Everyone experiences this, even when they don't look like it, even when they look like they have everything put together and they always seem like nothing is wrong. Everybody goes through a high and a low, a high and a low. It's life, okay? We just have to work with it the best that we can to make it the best that it can be, okay? So thank you for being here, and thank you for listening to me, and I hope I could help someone. And I love people. So if you're people, I love you. And I want to thank you and show my gratitude with a big old heart. And then me saying, bye, bye.